Invisible Clues, The Silent Language, Episode 2, The Communication Breakdown. Welcome back to Invisible Clues, The Silent Language. I'm Roger Warstone. Last week in Episode 1, we established the crucial first step, validating your instinct. We learned that the pain of suspicion is real, but you must resist the impulse to act on emotion. We showed you how to look past external stressors and recognize the first level of warning signs. That general unsettling change in the atmosphere at home, marked by increased tension and inexplicably apathy. But an uncomfortable atmosphere is just prelude. The silent changes we discuss are merely the preparation for the main event, the communication breakdown. The core of every relationship is communication. It is the spine that holds everything together. When trust is broken, communication isn't just damage, it becomes weaponized. Your partner actively pulls it away or begins to manipulate it. After recognizing that emotional shift in the house, the first hard evidence you'll notice is the dramatic change in how your partner talks or critically doesn't talk to you. Tonight, we move past the feeling and into the hard evidence. This is the evasion handbook. Manipulation and vague responses. We will analyze the deliberate cracks in the conversation pipeline and expose the silence weapons used to defend a secret. Let's begin. This segment is the art of evasion. The first crack you observe is not a loud event, it's a quiet retreat, the art of evasion. This manifests in two critical ways: verbal withdrawal and emotional withdrawal. When it comes to emotion, I'm only an expert in what I've learned from navigating relationships. And what I observe is the men and women often approach verbal and emotional withdrawal differently. Consider women first. Women often seek validation from their friends when heading down a path of emotional separation or infidelity. They may tend to listen to their friends who understandably only hear one side of the story. The woman is often looking to get an agreement or an approval from those friends to do what they want to do and critically not feel bad about it. This creates a slow, emotional, supported withdrawal. On the other hand, in my experience, tells me that a man does not require the same approval from his friends. When a man chooses the path of infidelity, he's often straight down the path, acting without needing external justification or validation, and seemingly without any regard for whom he's stepping on. This withdrawal is often faster and less verbally mediated. In both cases, the result is the same. The emotional character of your daily life begins to diminish. When they stop offering details about their day, their worries, or their triumphs, that is your alarm. Emotional withdrawal is insidious. If they are keeping these feelings from you, their authenticity towards you is no longer there. The life you are currently living has become secretive. Let me be clear. If you want a relationship to continue, there should be no secrets. A secret life and a shared life cannot coexist. Now look at verbal withdrawal. This is observable deflection. Think about your routine. If connection moments are suddenly met with vague, short, or defensive responses, you have a tangible clue. Questions that should invite connection. How was your day? What are you thinking about? Are met with resistance. They tell you, fine, busy, or why are you asking me so many questions? This is a tactic. It is a deliberate form of pushback designed to shut down dialogue and keep you at a safe distance. This resistance shows one of two things. Either your significant other is deeply discontent, or someone else is filling in their ear with conversations that are more appealing or enticing. In both cases, whether it's the silence or the short resistance, the result is the same. The connection is being severe piece by piece. We must now analyze what happens when they shift from subtle silence to active aggression. In our next segment, we look at the deliberate weapons used to make you doubt your own sanity, gaslighting, and the avoidance strategy. This segment is gaslighting and avoidance strategy. We have discussed the silent retreat, the art of evasion, but often silence is not enough to protect the secret. When you push past the vague answers, the evasive partner often shifts to active aggression. They engage in psychological warfare, a tactic designed to make you doubt your own perception. We call this gaslighting and projection. Gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse, is when your partner attempts to divert blame by manipulating your reality. If you confront them with a suspicion, they will deny it absolutely. And more importantly, they will make you believe that the problem lies entirely with you. They might say you're being paranoid or you need to see a therapist because you're controlling. This is the ultimate defensive maneuver by making you question your sanity. They avoid accountability. They successfully create doubt in your mind about your own perception, convincing you that the relationships issue is your suspicion, not their secret. Even worse is projection. This is when they directly accuse you of doing what they are doing. The partner who's having a cyber affair will suddenly become obsessively jealous of your phone activity. They are essentially confessing their own guilt by throwing it onto you. The shift to aggression and narcissism. Now, here's a critical observation. Haven't you noticed that when you have them right where you want them, when your questions are closing in, they start getting aggressive with you? It's as if their attitude turns from normal into self proclaimed narcissist. This aggression is a desperate act of defense. More important than all of this is not creating situations that lead to gaslighting and projections, because anything that has to do with an argument leads you nowhere. Your focus must remain on the method and your safety. You most definitely need to handle a situation like this without pushing them to the brink of potentially hurting you. Your safety comes first. As we told you before, your greatest assets are your calm and your patience. Now it's time to employ them fully. If things lead to aggressions we don't want, just attempt to manage the situations by remaining calm and writing it down. Writing down all the suspicions and learning how to find the proof with patience is the best way to see this thing through. Use the documentation for your own good. It will be crucial in the future to dismantle the lie behind the character and make your final decision. Look at the active creation of your distance, the avoidance strategy. When a partner feels guilt, they seek space. They look for reasons to initiate arguments or pick fights to create emotional distance. The conflict is manufactured. They use the slightest disagreements as a tool to escalate. The first are not about the issue at hand. They are a deliberate tool to justify their emotional detachment and to create the space they need for their secret life. If you are dealing with gaslighting and constant manufacture arguments, your instinct has been confirmed. You are now dealing with a partner actively defending a secret. In our final segment, we will address the clearest, most undeniable piece of hard evidence, the phone as a third partner. This episode is the phone as the third partner. We have tracked the emotional retreat in segment one, and we have survived the aggressive counterattack of gaslighting in segment two. Now we arrive at the most undeniable piece of hard evidence in the modern age, the phone as a third partner. The smartphone is no longer an accessory, it's the physical location where the secret life is maintained. The way your partner treats this device tells you everything you need to know about the depth and the immediacy of their betrayal. Look for these crucial digital behaviors. One, The sudden security walls. Any change to security protocols is an immediate red flag. If the password was previously shared, known, or simple, and it suddenly becomes complex or exists at all, that is the construction of a security wall. I must insert a critical caution here based on my own observations. I don't want you to confuse this with a problem rooted in your own jealousy. If you are the jealous type and are constantly checking your partner's phone and never catching them, they are more than likely not the problem here, and you are looking into the wrong individual. You must observe the sudden unilateral change in the security protocols by a partner who was previously open. Surprise is the essence of the success when it comes down to catching a cheater. Do not reveal your hand through constant checks. This is like playing poker. You don't show your opponent what you have. The device goes everywhere. The phone leash is the most common and most undeniable physical clue. We are talking about the phone leash. Now, I want you to understand that a few of us do carry our devices everywhere because our phones are part of our job. If your partner is not hiding anything from you and is simply taking their phone everywhere, this does not mean you should worry. This behavior is only suspicious if you have already noticed the other clues: the emotional withdrawal, the manufacturer arguments. The real red flags are the covert actions. If the phone rings with a message and you see him or her run into the bathroom with the phone, if he or she goes to the bathroom too many times with the phone and takes long durations, if they begin stepping outside to make a call instead of taking it next to you, but do not argue with them. Maintain silence. Just write down the suspicious activity. Eventually, this will all come together and will give you the biggest clue you can have to know the truth. Maintain silence and don't let them know what you are doing or planning. Number three, the obsession and concealment. This behavior covers two extremes: overuse and defensive maneuvering. They are nurturing the secret bond, overt obsession. They are visibly glued to the phone, prioritizing the device over any genuine interaction with you. Defensive concealment. When you approach, they exhibit defensive behaviors, immediately hiding the screen, quickly placing the device face down. This is the instinctive reflex of guilt. They are physically shielding the secret from your view. If you are seeing any combination of these three signs, the security walls, the phone leash, and the defensive concealment, your investigation is moving past intuition and into actionable, verifiable evidence. This here's the conclusion. We have reached the end of episode 2. Tonight, we exposed the deliberate tactics used to protect a lie, the emotional retreat of the art of evasion, the psychological abuse of gaslighting, and the chilling physical evidence provided by the phone as the third partner. If you are experiencing this profound breakdown, your instincts have been confirmed. But confirmation is not enough. You have moved past intuition. You must now transition from observing manipulative behavior to gathering hard verifiable evidence. The biggest mistake people make is only looking inside the house. The secret life always requires resources and time, and both leave a trail outside of your home. The next clues, the money and the schedule. The secret life always requires resources and time, and both leave a trail outside of your home. The next clues, the money and schedule. In episode 3, late nights and new hobbies. When routine becomes a lie, we will detail the undeniable evidence found in schedule changes and financial anomalies. We will show you exactly where to look for the physical evidence of unexplained absences. The time thieves. How to spot sudden questionable changes in their work schedule. The late nights, the early mornings, and the frequent unscheduled work trips. The new persona. How to analyze a sudden interest in time consuming new hobbies or activities, proving they refuse to share with you, proving their physical presence is elsewhere. The paper trail. We will discuss hidden expenses, credit card anomalies, and the subtle but often undeniable change in personal appearance, the abrupt new hairstyle, the gym membership, the obsession with clothing. That signals preparation for a new life. We will show you how the alibi game reveals itself through contradictory stories and an unusual interest in your schedule to avoid crossing paths. Your methodical pursuit of the truth continues next week. Subscribe to the Invisible Clues, the silent language. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and give it a comment on the show. I just want to know exactly what you think and how am I doing so far. Always remember, the lie is emotional, the truth is a fact, and facts don't lie. Till next time. Hey, this is Roger, just promoting my company, Warstone Detective Agency. We also have a few other podcasts that you should listen to. Follow up on this podcast, read the name, and just Google them. Whatever you're using, YouTube, Spotify, iVox, and we have translations in Spanish. Listen up. They're all 15-minute shows, so whenever you're driving, going somewhere, going to work, driving around, whatever you're doing, just listen to the show. There's a great show in there about true crime. All my stuff is based on true stories, everything that we do here. And sooner than later, we're going to have better stuff. Like I said, in Spanish and in English. Thank you for listening.